Thank you so much for inviting me to join you today. And really, I took so much heart from everyone who spoke before me. First, I just want to say shalom and salam to everyone. This week has been a heavy week for Jewish people all around the world. When the gunman Malik Akram initially came to the synagogue's door in Texas, the rabbi immediately invited him in, thinking that this was a man who needed shelter. And he went and made a cup of tea for the stranger, and he turned around to return to the prayer services. Soon after that, he heard the click of a gun. My friends, the question for all of us is, do we want to live in a world where a rabbi can assume that the stranger at the door should be welcomed and embraced? Or do we want to live in a world where a rabbi has to constantly worry that the stranger at the door wants to harm Jews? While it appears that Malik Akram acted alone, the ideas that motivated his attack did not belong to him alone. And this is the great danger that we all face. There's a growing frenzy of hate directed towards Jews, one we all hoped was fading after the Holocaust. Instead, there's a resurgence of hate towards Jews with a vengeance. Certain leaders, organizations, and movements demonize Jews. They demonize our synagogues, they demonize our community, and they demonize the Jewish state of Israel. These forces spread heinous conspiracy theories about Jews, and they tell people, as impressionable as Malik Akram was, that Jews are the enemy. Real human beings pay the price for these lies. I know this firsthand because my family and I had to flee our ancient homeland in Iran when extremists took over our beloved country and began targeting Jews. The radical regime executed the president of the Jewish community, and we all, the Jewish community, understood very clearly that our lives were in danger, and the majority of us fled for our lives. My family and I came to America, and we were blessed to have found refuge here. We thought that we came here and that we were safe in America, in the land of the free. It turns out that we were wrong. While living in America has been the greatest blessing, I'm shocked to see the same forces of hatred and extremism that tore apart Iranian society are now implanting themselves in the United States of America. Just 2 months ago, the California director of the Council on American Islamic Relations, Zahra Bilu, stood before the American Muslims for Palestine conference, and she said, quote, "Oppose the polite Zionists. They are not your friends." She continued, quote, "Know your enemies." And I'm not going to sugarcoat that they are your enemies. I mean the Zionist organizations. Ms. Bilu was quite specific for her audience about who these enemies are. She did then go on to say, quote, "We need to pay attention to the Jewish Federation. We need to pay attention to the Zionist synagogues." When Malik Akram walked into congregation Beth Israel with a plan to kill Jews, he surely believed he was entering a Zionist synagogue filled with enemies. We do not need to wonder where he got such an idea. We Jews and Muslims from the Middle East, North Africa, and people from South Asia, we know the danger of this kind of rhetoric. It may start by targeting the Jews, but it never ends by targeting the Jews. This hatred swallows entire societies and destroys once amazing countries. I saw it with my own eyes in Iran, and we've seen the same sad story of bigotry, hatred, sectarianism destroy countries like Lebanon, Iraq, Syria, and so on. We Jews and Muslims have lived side by side for centuries as neighbors, classmates, business partners, and most importantly, as friends. We've taken care of each other in hard times, and we've celebrated together in good times. We have common values and a shared cultural heritage that dates back thousands of years. It's time for us to draw upon that shared culture and that shared heritage from the Middle East, North Africa, and together, I believe Muslims and Jews can reject the hateful rhetoric and reject the conspiracy theories and push back against those who wish to divide us. Together, Muslims and Jews can show the world that there is an alternative, that there is another way to live in coexistence. We can seize on all that unites us and not on what divides us. We can embrace each other and create that world where when the rabbi, the imam, or the priest hears a knock on the door and sees a stranger outside, he can welcome the stranger in salam, in shalom. May peace be upon all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellie. What sometimes our organizations and our male patriarchy is unable to say, you can be sure that Amak women will say it and will stand with you. We are proud and very honored to have you as our partner and as our friend.
Thank you for having me.